I have had so many different ideas when it comes to talking about my grief, talking through my grief, coping, learning to deal with it. I started my healing process, or more of like my grieving process, when I decided I'm going to be a little bit more open about my grief and I'm going to really talk through it. I started creating like videos and talking more about it on social media, just being like really open and honest about my life. And it kind of turned into something where, okay, hey, I want to start writing a book. Then that turned into, what if I did a podcast? I just ran with it. So this is the pilot episode for What Remains After. What remains after, meaning what remains after the person that you loved has passed. And what remains after, while it is grief, it's still good. Your life is still good. I know it may not seem that way, especially if it's very fresh, it's very new if you've lost somebody. But I can say in the 13 years that I have grieved my mom, life is still good. I can promise you that it is. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's still good. I lost my mom when I was 19. She passed from colon cancer. She fought the good fight for 13 months, but she was relieved of her pain and she was brought home to Jesus. And for a very, very, very long time, I was angry with God for taking her away from me. I didn't understand. I didn't accept what he had done because I thought he was the Almighty and that he could save everybody. And I didn't understand why he didn't save my mom. But as I have gone through my healing process, I tried therapy right after my mom died and nothing worked. And I think too, 19 years old going through therapy, you're just in that phase of life where you're like, you know nothing, I'm not going to listen to you. I went through 3 different therapists and a psychiatrist, and none of them, I went to 2 sessions each, I think, and I just stopped showing up. But I recently found a therapist here where we're currently living, and she helped me tremendously. I started seeing her in October of last year, and as of a couple weeks ago, I now see her as needed. So in the last 7 to 8 months, she really opened my eyes, helped me to see what I was holding on to, what I needed to let go of, helped me to understand my grief a little bit better and understand that it's okay. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. But in all of that, life is still good. You still have so many reasons to wake up, open your eyes in the morning, and put your feet on the ground. For a long time, after my mom died, I did think that my life was over too. I even had thoughts that I didn't want to be here anymore. I thought that I would be better off. And I am so glad that I did not follow with those thoughts. Because if I hadn't, I would not have found my husband. I would not have my 2 beautiful babies, my boys. One who is named after my mom. She lives on in him. Her name was Patricia. His name is Patrick. I wouldn't be right here, talking to you and explaining to you that life is still good. I know grief sucks. I really wish I could drop the F-bomb on here, but I'm not going to do that. But it does. It sucks. This is just an opinion. It's not a fact. But people who are grieving and people that know grief, they see life so much differently because they know that it can end in an instant. They love harder. They care more. The length that they go for their people is tremendous. They do constantly worry. It's one of my traits. I am a constant worrier. But I definitely think that if you know someone who knows grief, you're going to want to hold on to them. They see life so different and they see it for what it actually is. It's beautiful. It's chaotic. It's crazy. Sometimes it's messy. But the fact that you were given life and you're on this earth and you're walking and you're breathing and you're living, you have got to keep going and keep moving for that person that you lost. For a long time, I didn't understand that. For a long time, I was very sad. For a very long time. And I still am sad. I don't say that to say that I'm not anymore. I just know that it comes with the territory. If you're grieving, you're going to be sad. That's just life. That's how it is. And it's okay. But in my grief, I have learned, again, to see life for what it truly is, and that it's beautiful, and that the people that you have in your life mean something, and that you mean something to someone else. I'll be completely honest. This podcast has no agenda. It's just going to be me talking. Just how I'm feeling. The grief that I felt that day was incredibly heavy and how I got through it. My goal for this podcast is to be a supporter of those who are grieving, because unfortunately there are some people out there who are grieving and they do it alone, because some people don't understand why they're grieving. You don't have to understand why they're grieving, just be there for them. It's pretty simple, but some people don't get that. And that's why I want to be that outlet for those people. I want to be an outlet for people who think something's wrong with them because of how long they've been grieving. I'm coming up on 14 years without my mom, and I still grieve. I'm going to grieve for the rest of my life, and that's okay. And you know why it's okay? It's because all that grief that I am holding is all that love that I never got to express to her. It's all the love that you never got to express to that person. I cannot take credit for that line. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now, because I heard Andrew Garfield say that about his mom in an interview a few years ago, and it has stuck with me. I remind myself of it all the time. So thank you, Andrew Garfield. When I started my grief journey, I did not know what I was doing. I didn't understand. I just felt pain. I felt sadness. I felt weight. I felt weight all over my body. Felt like I had cinder blocks just sitting on top of me. And I felt like I couldn't get anywhere because that grief was so heavy that all I wanted to do was lay in bed. That's the best way to explain it. That's the best way to explain grief, at least from my perspective. You feel like you're walking around with cinder blocks all over your body, tied to you by ropes. So all you want to do is lay in bed. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to do anything. Why? Why should I go anywhere or do anything? That person that I love so much died. That's not how we need to remember them. And that's not how we need to keep living for them. I did my fair share of laying in bed. Thank God for my husband. He pulled me out of that very dark hole. And thank God for pulling me out too. But again, my hope for this podcast is to be an outlet for people who are grieving, to be a support system, to help you understand that nothing is wrong with you. Grieving is a part of life. It just means you understand life better because you know how quickly it can be taken away. So I hope that in creating What Remains After will help you to realize that what remains after is still good.